My name is Noam Michael. I'm really excited to be helping all these great high school students. I mainly focus on high school level and college level mathematics. So algebra, trigonometry, geometry, calculus, any of those subjects and any subjects that feed into those. So the pre-calculus, the pre-algebra, I'm very familiar with.
Okay, so with that being said, specifically for math, talk to me about like your general methodology when it comes to tutoring.
I don't try to put in place a strict idea of what each student needs because every student is different, every student is unique. I think there's a level of exploration that I try to encourage. So I'll give them videos or ideas or topics that are tangential to what they're learning in class with the idea of motivating what they learn. Oftentimes with high school students, especially, they have this feeling of why do I care? When am I ever going to use this? But I try to show the broader aspect and make them curious about these properties of mathematics and just have them more excited to learn more. A lot of students think, okay, well, I got a B on my first exam, but they don't realize that's the base of your pyramid is only 80% full. So now your second exam, you're probably not going to get above 80%. And so you have a student oftentimes who started at a B and they thought they were safe, end up getting a C or a D in a class. If you don't have a good foundation freshman, sophomore year, it's really hard to catch up.
I think that's a really good point. And also, I think you're uniquely positioned to do that with a kid as well, because they're not going to necessarily listen to their parents and they probably don't want to listen to someone who's maybe much older as well. You can resonate with them. So I think that's also a big advantage as well, is being able to actually speak the language they speak and being able to like explain what the parents want to explain to them, but you can do that because you're much closer to them in age. So now walk me through kind of like the consultation. What are you kind of going over to kind of get a good feeling of where the student currently is? What is that process?
I look past the grades, I look past the courses. I really try to actually sit down with the student and figure out where they are and then build from there. So for me, the most important part is meeting them where they are. For the student, the most important thing is to figure out a motivation, a why factor for themselves. And maybe sometimes create that why. Maybe students really haven't thought about that. And that's part of the consultation process as well.
So then to give a quick review of the consultation, it's not necessarily a testing for the first part, but it's more so just a conversation back and forth and going over concepts and seeing if they can answer some of the why questions. Then I'm sure after that, you basically have a pretty good idea of what subject they're in, of course, what is their roadmap in terms of their goal for college, etc. And then maybe you have an end of the consultation where you kind of give like an example session, right? Maybe it's like 30 minutes long where you're kind of giving them that first session.
Absolutely. And what you touched on in the middle, I would say, is everyone starts a semester saying, hey, I want to get a 4.0. But when the going gets tough, when you're swamped with work and you have all these exams, you need a strong why that's going to motivate you throughout to push through.